Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd here at Haylett RV. Horn works. It's got me all messed up now. I don't know if we really could have started in a much more appropriate fashion. Anyway, let me watch where I put my arm. We got ourselves a nice little 25.3 Vegas coming in here at Haylett's. It's got about 17,700 some odd miles on it, 144 hours or so on the generator. It is a great little rig for a single person, an individual, or frankly even a small family. It's really built around the concept of just moving, grooving, cruising, having a good time. It is purpose-built lower to the ground. It's got a little bit of an arrowhead-shaped front nose to help cut those headwinds. It's something that is ideal for higher mileage sort of use and plans. Then again, maybe you just don't want a big imposing rig. Maybe you're only going to go out once or twice a year. Maybe you just don't want anything that's going to scare you driving. Easy driving little thing. It's basically just going to feel like driving a big van instead of one of these giant, diesel pusher rigs that frankly can be a little scary for some people to handle sometimes. It's also pretty scary when you lean your arm on the horn when you don't realize it, but I digress. And this floor plan really strikes me as something of what I call a mobile base camp. Easy driving kind of rig, and it has all the essentials. If, you just need to wake up, grab a bite to eat, you got the dinette there. If you're going to be stuck inside on a rainy day, the dinette really kind of located across from the entertainment center. And don't forget, those cab chairs can actually spin around and kind of join the living room to give you a little bit more space there. So you have a decent amount of seating here. You could seat 2 to 4 to 6 if you had to, and that kind of makes sense because that's just about how many people that this thing can sleep and seat belt. That is always another thing. Now you're going to see a couple odds and ends in here. The folks who owned this previously basically are just done RVing and they sold it to us directly. We actually do that. We don't just exclusively take things on trade here at Haylett's. Sometimes people are just done. There's little floor runner rugs through, but she is carpetless, easy cleaning. You see that you have that privacy shade up front. You've got the draw shades on the sides there. I mentioned how those seats can spin around if need be, but if you take a look here, you can see that also you've got a power drop down bed above that with a little safety net, like don't fall out of bed kid kind of netting there. Since the bullet nose front end of this thing is a little exaggerated, they want to make sure nobody fell down and landed on the dashboard, like America's Funniest Videos. Now, normally, there would be a little navigation kind of extension, fold-out, flip-out job over there in front of the co-pilot. It wasn't ripped out. It wasn't damaged. Previous owners just didn't like it, so they just simply removed it. But you can see it's right there. They didn't throw anything away. That's a good sign to me. You know what else is a good sign? I look for stuff like this. I've got a dozen years of experience of looking at RVs now, professionally anyway, more before that. But they labeled everything. People who do that, people who take the time to really get to know, label, memorize, become familiar with their RV, tend to be the people who take the best care of it. Now, they spent some time driving her, and you'll see a little wear and tear on the seating. And that extra detail, I could have not zoomed in on that. I could have never told you about it, and you would have been like, well, yeah, okay, when you came to see it. I went out of my way to show you that stuff, guys. I hope you appreciate that kind of transparency and honesty that you get from Haylett RV. I don't want you coming from 4 to 6 hours away to be disappointed. I want you to get here knowing exactly what you're getting into, and we publish our prices so you know exactly what those things are running, so that you always have a clear and fair understanding of what it is you're about to see when you visit our family-owned and operated facility. Now, quick note also, both here and up in the bedroom, you'll see where they just kind of stuffed a pillow up in the vent, probably just to keep the sunshine out, because these folks are actually from Florida, I believe, and, it gets hot down there. It gets hot in Michigan, but it gets hot down there. Now that dinette, all the countertops are sealed edge thermofoil, meaning, water resistant. It can, of course, fold down into a sleeper, some storage above. Interesting thing, you'll actually see it back in the bedroom. The lights under that have an interesting sort of green filter tint to them. It's almost like somebody put a little piece of green paper up in there. I don't know if someone did that on purpose, if they were like specific light spectrum sensitive or what it might be, or if that was just their idea of a nightlight or they just like the color. I'm not sure. What all do we want to look at here? Now, there's little things too, like there's a little toaster oven there. That is compliments of the previous owner. Let's open all this kitchen storage down here so you can get a good look at all that. And I tell you what, they did a heck of a job in a little rig giving you some very nice drawer space. Now, next to this overhead cabinet, you might notice how there's basically like little copper pipe tubing on the side of that. That's something I've seen people do. I got a feeling somebody maybe clocked their head on that a time or two. And again, the way the previous owners were so organized, labeling everything, even indicating the holding tank capacities on this thing right here. Camera's having a hard time picking that one up, but you get the idea. Now, that power bed lift, the control for that's located right here, by the way. And there's even a key lock on it, so if you need to shut that down, you can. Now, as we work our way back past that refrigerator, there's a pair of sliding privacy doors that kind of meet in the middle, almost like, not French door style, but you get the idea. Almost a barn door style. You know, they slide open and shut. The bedroom over here in the slide, which gives us the ability in a shorter rig like this to have a walk-around bed. And they dressed it up nicely. There's that little green tint filter on those lights I was telling you about. Again, I don't believe that's a factory thing. I think that was something somebody came up with aftermarket because the entire light isn't that color, just only partially. So perhaps there's a way to reverse that if you're not a fan. And this is a smart little thing that people did over here. Little electric space heater, just to get you some propane-free heating. And in a smaller rear room like this, that is going to be more than enough to get you sweating to the oldies. What's also cool, you got power outlets right inside those side stands, those almost like armrests, but you're in the bed, so that wouldn't make sense. And you can see you got your own entertainment unit back here. Now, if I turn you a little bit, we are looking at a, looks like a poster for maybe someone's favorite production. I'm not familiar with it. I'm not a theater buff. I'm a theater fan, but not a buff by any stretch. You can see how there is a built-in TV right over there. Now, if I spin you a little bit further on the bedroom side of that sliding privacy door, there are twin big closets and dressers. And let me crack that open so you can get a good look at all the storage in there. And what you're going to see is there's not two of these. No, there is two of them. I can't speak today. I don't know that I can ever speak any day, but you get the idea. There's not one, but two of them. So you each have your own individual hanging space, or you can have one for you, one for the kids, whatever works for you. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, the bathroom maybe. Yeah, maybe you want to peek back here. I don't know. Not for nothing. I'm just saying. Now, it's kind of what I call a toothpick bathroom, where it's long and narrow, but good legroom around the toilet. I like that stainless sink and the sealed counters, and just enough linen space up there if you wanted to roll some towels up like burrito style. You wouldn't have to be doing the nudist camp straight through the camper. And like I mentioned early on in the video, really look at this nose closely. It's a little bit difficult to discern just on camera, but the RV actually has a little bit of an arrowhead-shaped front to it, meaning the nose is not quite as wide as the body. It's not like a full-on V-nose, obviously, but it does give it a little bit better kind of headwind cutting sort of function. And what that's going to do is, you know, this again, it rides lower to the ground. It's got that narrow nose. It is made for driving. It's not made for parking. It's made for going. And then it gives you like a cool base camp when you get to your destination. You could definitely spend a rainy day in this thing and feel fine about it. But I think most of the time, this is going to be for somebody who's like, okay, we want to go from here to Florida, Arizona, whatever. We're going to make some stops along the way. We got the generator to power up the air or the whatever, you know, on the way. And we just want to have a good time when we get there. We want to see the local sights. That's what this one's for. Now, the side mirrors over here have side cameras built right into them. And these Michelins are looking good, everybody. I don't see any problem with the sneakers on this kid right here. I've got the baggage compartments open for you so you can just kind of take a peek. Those are some wheel covers, which is probably why those Michelins look good. That is the LP connection inside that one, by the way. They put exterior storage in here wherever they could, and there's our Onan 4000 generator that gives us the freedom to live life untethered. And apparently, they knew I was coming, because they said, look out, guys. He's breathing a lot of hot exhaust over there. So stupid. Appreciate you guys putting up with me. Over here, Just another little individual kind of cargo bay. As you can see, they use that for their water hose, electrical hose. As we back up here, they do an interesting thing. Like, this looks wonky. I get it. Like, you look at that and you're like, oh my God, did somebody smash the spare tire? Really look at it. The answer is no. That is how the spare tire works. Now, the thing is, if you want to do some towing behind this RV, you will need to pull that insert. You'll need to find a different location for that spare tire. This is of that size range where quite a few people actually will not bother doing any sort of towing. They'll just get there. Maybe they'll rent a car. They'll do some destination use. But they, you know, there's just different RVs for different purposes. And since you're going to spend so much time behind the wheel of this one, the towing factor of this is more of a secondary item on this, or it's the sister to Vegas, the Ace, by the way. Those two things are basically the same RV. Great rigs. Over here, Outdoor Entertainment Center, which, I mean, who doesn't like little outdoor entertainment? I know I do. And you notice how there's no power entry step. Instead, they do the little step bucket here. And that being said, everything is kind of located where you've got to hit something really, really wrong to bottom that out. And as you can see by looking at it, previous owners never had that problem despite all the miles and use they put on it. She just needs a good cleaning, which my understanding, by the way, is this RV is already scheduled for a full cleaning here at Haylett RV. Basically, the folks that owned this previously, they did their traveling, then they just went, I think we're done. I think we're good. They didn't trade it. They actually just sold it straight to us. This is exactly what it looked like when we got our hands on it. We didn't do anything to it. We didn't detail it. So, you know, there's some leftover stuff from the previous owners inside. We're going to run it through the wash bay. Anything that looks rough, we're probably going to toss. There might be some extras and accessories left in it when you take it home. You don't want them? Throw them away. You find some benefit to them? Awesome. Bank error in your favor. Overall, the roof and everything looks pretty good. It could use a quick cleaning, but a lot of things at the time of this filming, at the end of a season could. But if you're noticing, there's an interesting sort of two-tone going on the air conditioner here. Basically, it looks like it has been partially painted white to help keep the sun from cooking the air conditioner to make it run a little more efficiently. It's actually kind of smart. The vent covers over the living room and over the bathroom. Bedroom here rather. I'm going to spin you very slowly. They do have their own kind of like Max Air style cover on this thing, so that if it's, you know, a little bit rainy, or if you're going down the road, you need a little bit of airflow, you're going to be all right. And obviously, I've walked all over this roof. I can't find any problems with it. Kind of like the roof, the slide awning could use a little cleaning, but it's not torn. It's not frayed. It looks fine. Nothing to be afraid of. So it's called a Vegas, but I don't think you're rolling any dice. She looks like a pretty surefire winner. And if that sounds good, if you need hitching, if you want to do some towing behind it, if you need financing, if you need us to deliver it, drop it off somewhere, you let us know. We do all that stuff. If there's something you like, or if there's something I missed, you have a question, leave us a comment, let us know, and I'll do my best to fill in the blanks as always. So short of that, though, take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylett camping, everyone.